Red carpets to prison bars. What's the story? 20 top stars caught in scandals from tax evasion to wild rehab headlines. We'll cover their courtroom scenes, the fallout, and where they are today. Let's get started. Wesley Snipes, the tax heist. After blade-carved box office records, Wesley Snipes argued that, on religious grounds, he did not owe federal income tax on millions he earned. Prosecutors countered he skirted over $5 million in back taxes and penalties. At McKean Federal, under the buzz of fluorescent lights, he removed his sunglasses. "Cue the real action," he whispered as the cell door clanged. The trial hinged on Snipes' sovereign citizen claims versus the government's plain-spoken statutes. In April 2008, a jury convicted him on 3 misdemeanor counts. He checked into prison that December and served 17 months, describing the stay as a lesson in humility, reopened his martial arts school, and slowly rebuilt his indie action career. Even heroes cannot dodge the fine print. Lindsay Lohan, party's over. Mean Girls made her a household name, but between 2007 and 2011, Lindsay Lohan racked up 2 DUIs, multiple rehab stints, and constant probation drama. In August 2010, 15 cameras snapped her booking at Linwood Jail. She walked out 84 minutes later when overcrowding forced her release. "I'm not the same girl anymore," she told reporters. Each probation hearing became tabloid fodder. Missed appointments meant jail threats, community service, and random drug tests. By 2013, lost film deals and stalled endorsements had piled up. Today, Lohan runs 7LV Productions, mentors young actors, and hosts a successful YouTube series, proof that accountability can be a comeback story. Martha Stewart, the insider flip. In December 2001, Martha Stewart sold ImClone shares mere hours before an FDA ruling tanked the stock. A Senate probe followed, and in 2004 she stood trial for obstruction and lying. Amid prison-issue meatloaf and shared knitting circles at Alderson Federal, Stewart spent 156 days behind bars, insisting, "I led no one astray." The business world watched in fascination. Some decried a witch hunt, others saw corporate hypocrisy. Upon early release, Stewart revived her brand with Martha Stewart Living, launched The Apprentice Martha Stewart, and grew her net worth to over $400 million. Even a domestic queen meets her match under the gavel. But Stewart's prison chapter became her most lucrative encore. Mike Tyson, knocked down by conviction. In 1992, Mike Tyson faced rape charges in Indiana. Global media circled as he entered the courtroom with trademark glare softened by doubt. Convicted in February 1992, he served 3 years of a 6-year sentence at the Indiana Youth Center. "When that cell door closed, I didn't know what to do," Tyson later reflected. His layoff from boxing cost him millions and tarnished his invincible image. But on release in 1995, he reclaimed the heavyweight title. Later reinvented himself as an actor, podcast host, and WWE personality. Powerful fists falter before justice, but a true champion can rewrite his legacy. Paris Hilton, notebook to notebook. The original reality TV princess landed in jail in 2007 for a DUI and probation violation. Sentenced to 45 days, she served 23, quipping mid-sentence, "Not exactly the hotel experience I booked." The image of her orange jumpsuit and Chanel clutch became instant meme material. Critics saw privilege buying leniency. Fans argued she paid her dues. Today, Hilton headlines major EDM festivals, builds hotel chains, and advocates for prison reform, proving even royalty answers to the judge's gavel. Felicity Huffman, the admissions scandal. In 2019, Felicity Huffman paid $15,000 to inflate her daughter's SAT scores, part of the nationwide varsity blues scandal. In a marble-walled courtroom, she tearfully said, "I'm ashamed. I failed my daughter." She served 11 days at FCY Dublin, where hushed hallways echoed her regret. Today, Huffman champions education equity, reminding us that privilege doesn't exempt you from consequences. Tekashi 6ix9ine, snitch or survivalist? 2018. Rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine was arrested on racketeering and firearms charges tied to the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods. Facing decades, he testified against 9 co-defendants. "I did what I had to do," he said. He served 13 months, shaved off his rainbow locks, then exploded back on social media. His first post-release video racked up 90 million views in days. Today, he tours arenas and tweets controversies into existence, proof that survival trumps loyalty in Hollywood's underworld. Robert Downey Jr., from Rehab to Avengers. The silence at night was louder than any applause, RDJ said of his 1999 rehab prison stint after arrest for drugs and weapons. He spent 3 months in a county jail detox lockup, fighting addiction under harsh fluorescent lights. Allies like Mel Gibson and director Jon Favreau helped him rebuild. By 2008, his comeback role as Iron Man launched the MCU and turned him into the world's highest-paid actor. DMX, Rough Riders Behind Bars. Between 1999 and 2013, DMX did multiple stints for animal cruelty, drug possession, and parole violations. A 2017 tax evasion conviction sent him to FCY Fort Worth for 1 year. Behind bars, he continued barking and planning his next album. Upon release, he dropped Exodus in 2021, only to die months later. His raw, unfiltered lyrics remained a testament that even the fiercest spirit can be caged but never truly broken. R. Kelly, When Power Becomes Predation. From the mid-1990s, R. Kelly faced waves of sexual misconduct allegations. Prosecutors played hidden audio tapes that froze the courtroom. In August 2021, he was convicted of racketeering and sex trafficking. By July 2022, he received 30 years, with 20 more tacked on in 2023. Labels dropped him, platforms scrubbed his catalog, and the Mute R. Kelly movement forced the fall of an empire built on exploitation. Winona Ryder, The Shoplifting Saga. In December 2001, Stranger Things star Winona Ryder was accused of shoplifting $5,000 worth of designer goods from Saks Fifth Avenue. Security footage, whispered courtroom drama, and Ryder's tearful apology made headlines. Convicted of grand larceny and vandalism, she served 3 years probation, 480 hours of community service, and paid hefty fines. Public sympathy softened the blow, and by 2016 she returned to acclaim, proof that a single misstep need not define a career. Phil Spector, The Sound of Murder. Legendary Wall of Sound producer Phil Spector was tried twice before an April 2009 conviction for second-degree murder in the death of Lana Clarkson. Sentenced to 19 years to life, he spent his final years at the California institution where fellow inmates whispered, "He made hits, but he couldn't dodge justice." Spector died in 2021 behind bars, his legacy forever split between musical genius and a chilling crime. Sean Diddy Combs, weapons charges. In 1999, Sean Diddy Combs was arrested for bribing NYPD officers to shield him from questioning about weapons found in his vehicle. He struck a deal: 18 months probation, a $2,000 fine, and gun safety courses. Not a single day behind bars. Though he avoided jail, tabloids branded him a criminal, dimming the glow of hip-hop's mogul. He rebounded with Bad Boy reunions, a billion-dollar beverage empire, and philanthropic drives, showing that sometimes a slap on the wrist still leaves a mark. Paul Manafort, the political fix. Trump's former campaign chair, Paul Manafort, was convicted in 2018 of tax and bank fraud tied to his lobbying for pro-Russia Ukrainian interests. Judge Ellis sentenced him to 7.5 years. He served 3.5 years before a compassionate release plea. Court transcripts revealed $60 million hidden offshore. Manafort's rise and fall read like a political thriller, proof that influence buys headlines but not immunity. Jussie Smollett, the alleged attack. In 2019, Empire actor Jussie Smollett claimed a hate crime assault. Chicago PD later alleged he staged the whole thing. Charged with filing a false report, he was convicted in December 2021 and sentenced to 150 days, serving 63 days. "I lied," he confessed, his career in tatters. Smollett's saga shows how public trust can vanish at the slam of a cell door. Naomi Campbell, assault at the Beverly Hills Hotel. In January 2000, supermodel Naomi Campbell was arrested for assaulting her personal assistant in a Beverly Hills hotel. Footage of a face-slapping Regal in heels shocked fans. She pled guilty to misdemeanor battery, served 5 days in a Los Angeles jail, and completed community service and anger management classes. Campbell later said, "I let my emotions get the better of me," and launched a charity for domestic violence survivors, turning personal shame into advocacy. Heidi Fleiss, the Hollywood Madam. In 1993, Madame Heidi Fleiss was indicted for pandering and tax evasion after running an exclusive escort ring. Dubbed Madame of the Stars, she had A-list clientele on speed dial. Fleiss served 3 months at Terminal Island Federal Prison, reporting, "Laundry day was like catwalk rejects." Upon release, she reinvented herself as a wildlife rehabilitator and reality TV star, proving reinvention is the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card. Chris Brown, breaking probation. After his 2009 felony assault conviction of Rihanna, Chris Brown was placed on probation with strict domestic violence counseling. In 2013, a scuffle in Washington, D.C. led to a probation violation. He served 2 months in a Virginia jail. Brown later admitted, "I messed up again," and emerged with a new album that reached #1. His journey underscores that the hardest battles are those fought under public scrutiny. Harvey Weinstein, the fall of a mogul. In 2020, the once untouchable Hollywood titan Harvey Weinstein was convicted of rape and sexual assault. He received 23 years in New York's Wenda Correctional Facility, later added to by a concurrent sentence in California. Former protege described him as a monster behind closed doors. His empire collapsed as the Me Too movement swept studios. Weinstein's downfall reshaped Hollywood's power dynamics, proving that no level of influence can shield you from accountability. Shia LaBeouf, assault and probation. In 2014, actor Shia LaBeouf was arrested in Savannah, Georgia, for misdemeanor assault after allegedly headbutting a man during a drunken altercation. He pleaded guilty to 2 counts, served 30 days in jail with credit for time served, and was placed on probation with community service. LaBeouf later apologized publicly, checked into rehab, and reemerged with acclaimed indie films. His arc reminds us that redemption often starts behind bars. 20 Tales of Glory and Consequence, each a warning that no amount of red carpet can outshine the gavel. Which story hit you hardest? Tell us below, hit like, and subscribe for more untold Hollywood truths. When fame meets the fine print, even legends pay the price.